Good evening and welcome back to another episode of What's Your Story? Tonight we are sitting down with our friend and neighbor, Kyle Robinson, who is chef and owner of Chez Rosa. And we hope if you haven't been there yet, you're going to get there soon. Welcome to our show.
Thank you.
We're so happy to have you here.
Oh, we really appreciate it.
Because we know you're very, very busy. But you've got quite something going on over there at Chez Rosa.
Well, thank you. We think so too.
Yeah. How did you get into this field?
Well, I'm originally from Kennebunk.
Okay.
And the industry was one of those things just kind of appealed to me because you're always on your feet. There's always something going on. And I think from an early age, I knew I wasn't much of a desk job kind of office sort of person.
Okay.
I was always very active, and it was always a little difficult to hold my attention. So if I had something where I was always moving, there was kind of every day was a little something different, and there was the opportunity for me to be a little bit creative and artistic as well. So those things really appealed to me.
Oh, that's so great. So you're a Kennebunker.
I am, yes.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
So, and how did you meet your wife?
We met at a hotel called the Little Nell in Aspen, Colorado.
Okay.
I was the chef de cuisine of the restaurant there, and she had come there on a J1 visa to work in their pastry department.
Okay.
So my wife was originally a pastry chef before she transferred to the front of the house to be the general manager of Chez Rosa.
I didn't know that.
And so she has a really heavy background in the kitchen as well. So we really had that connection, and we just kind of hit it off through our joint love of food and the outdoors, and there's just a lot of things that we have in common.
So great.
And then we eventually made our way back this direction. Yep.
So do you have family here?
I do, yeah. My
do?
mom and dad still live in Kennebunk.
Okay.
Right by the high school in the house I grew up in. So, yep, after, I kind of left the area when I was about 18. I went to college at Johnson & Wales in Providence.
Yeah.
Then I spent a lot of time out west. I'm a huge skier. So I spent a lot of time in Utah, Nevada, and in Colorado, where Jasmine and I met. And then we eventually kind of wanted to be by one of our families. And, she didn't really want to go back to a big city, and I'm not much of a city person either. So Maine it is, and here we are.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, did you work in the industry before you opened around here? Did you work?
Yes, we were both at 555 in Portland,
in Portland.
on
Okay.
Congress Street. Yep.
Yep.
We were both there for about 4 years, and I was the chef de cuisine, and she was the pastry chef for a while, and kind of the last year or so that we were there, she ended up transferring to the front of the house. The owner kind of knew our plan was to ultimately be able to open our own restaurant, and they were very kind to kind of let her take the reins of the front of the house there and really spend some time with her and teach her and train her to do that part of the operation.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
And you opened right at the beginning of the pandemic.
We did.
And I have to say, we read it in the paper that you were coming to town, you were opening this place.
Yep.
And, we talked about this a lot here at the library. We were afraid. We were really nervous because it was just the worst time.
It was.
And but you made it through.
Yep.
And you stayed open.
Yep.
And I think that it's just, for what the passion that you both have and the love of the people and the love of food that you both have, that's, it just brought you through, and now you're busier than ever.
Yes.
So good for you.
Yeah, that feels great. It was definitely a complicated time to get going. We had made a lot of plans in 2019, and purchasing the equipment and signing leases and doing all of that stuff. And we get the keys on January 1st, 2020, and so we're trying to kind of finish out our job in Portland and just spend every spare second at the restaurant, just kind of remodeling and doing the thing there. And we all know the history at this point.
We do.
And so it was definitely a difficult time to get going, of course, but we kind of put everything we had into it, and we weren't going to give up.
Good for you. Good for you. So when you're behind the scenes at the restaurant, and you're in the kitchen and you look up and you see all these people, filing through. It must be a little scary, but also it must make you very proud, to see that everybody loves what you're doing.
It is. We're really proud. We're just super grateful to be where we're at right now, especially with how we began and just how much the local community has really embraced us. And, we have so many regulars from, just around town and also from far away. And we're just super grateful for all of them. It's pretty amazing.
And your staff is pretty special.
Oh God, they are.
Yeah.
Yep, they've seen a lot of them have seen a lot from our we'll call it the humble beginnings, and so we really owe it to them more than anybody, just for all their hard work and dedication and kind of believing in Jasmine and I's vision. And,
Wow, but you're always so welcoming to anybody that comes in, both of you.
Good.
So you have an idea. Does it come to you in the middle of the night and you want to create something, or like how does a meal like take its shape on your menu?
Oh, that's funny. Sometimes it can just be really random, and maybe a conversation with another cook about maybe something that they saw or something that I saw, or a meal out, or maybe I'm just driving to work and it's like, whoa, hey, that sounds cool. Or a book that I'm reading, or I feel like it comes from a lot of places. Maybe just kind of some seasonal inspiration. You go to the market and pick something up and it's like, oh, cool, yep, apples are coming. What can I do with those? You just kind of start. I guess it kind of begins with an ingredient and like, what can I do with this now?
Yeah. Okay. And do you use a lot of spices when you're cooking, or?
I feel like French cuisine doesn't necessarily have a lot of spice or spices to it. I feel like, they do have some, like black peppercorns, white peppercorns, some more like kind of spice-is rather than spice-y. They don't really have a lot of spice-y food, but a lot of fresh herbs. Like I feel like their cuisine is very fresh.
Yeah.
And so I feel like those things kind of inspire me. I love using fresh herbs in my food. So.
Yeah. The cheeses that you choose for your charcuterie boards, I don't know how you do it. Right, Mike? Yeah. And my friend Margaret and I would like to come in and it's, there are, do you get out and about to taste a lot of things, or?
So we have our cheese guy, Bruce. He has a place called
You have a cheese guy?
I have a cheese guy.
I think I need a cheese guy.
Yeah, everybody needs a cheese guy. And so he's Beryl Martin and Company down in Algonquin. He's a cheese importer, and he has a lot of, among other things as well.
Okay.
But usually I'll just kind of place my order with him, and it's like, hey, Bruce, what do you got? Because it just, everything's coming over in a container ship, so it just kind of depends on what he actually gets from what he orders. And, a lot of times there's something that he's excited about, and I feel like with those people, if there's something that they're excited about, then I'm going to be really excited about it too, because that's kind of their craft and what they've honed in on. And so, I think him and I have a good relationship, and he understands like what works really well for us. And so he's like, here's, we've got this. This is something that's really particular and really exciting. And I'm like, cool, send me a wheel of that. That sounds awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
And how long would that wheel last?
A lot of times they're about a 4 or 5 pound wheel, so I would say that lasts us a week at most.
Okay.
Yep.
It would last in my house a day.
Right.
But,
Yes, I mean, that's, yep.
And it goes along with, the bread that is it from Boulangerie?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Our baguettes come from Boulangerie and Kennebunk.
Yeah.
They just do such a phenomenal job, and
They do.
it's just tough to beat.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that we source in from the restaurant. Otherwise, everything else is made from scratch. But their stuff, it's just too good, and I can't top it. So.
Yeah.
I defer to them.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice that I've seen you walk by a few times
Right.
with the bag of
Right.
Of baguettes,
Yeah.
and I just think how smart it is when you can, first of all, use a local purveyor,
Right.
but it's if you know that somebody does it really well, like
Yep.
why try to reinvent the wheel? right?
That's how I figure. You know, I mean, they've got the proper equipment,
Yeah.
the proper ovens. Like they're set for bread production, and we're not at all. You know, we've got great ovens, but we
Yeah.
do have a smaller space, and
Yeah.
they're just built for it, and
Yeah.
their product is just incredible. So.
Yeah. Do you have any downtime? And when you do, if you do you like to go out to dinner, or do you like to?
Well, I think it's both. Yes, we do get downtime. You know, I mean, especially in these last couple of years, like, like I said, our staff has really been incredible and really supportive. So even, if Jazzy and I are taking the day off, the restaurant can still be open, which is just incredible, and
Yeah.
we're really grateful for that. So sometimes we'll go out, and sometimes we do cook at home a lot as well. We love to cook Mexican cuisine at home. There isn't a lot of that in the area, and it's just fun for Yazzie and I to do it.
Yeah.
And then if we're going out, there's a couple local places we really like. We like Wanby a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like they're doing a great job over there. Magnus on Water in Biddeford.
Yeah.
The owners over there come and see us, and so we've kind of created a fun relationship with them. They're really nice. I go surf a lot with the bar
nice.
manager over
Oh,
there.
good.
So
Okay.
so that's neat. And sometimes we'll go up to Portland. Or maybe down to Boston, just depends. Yeah, a little day trip down to Boston's always fun.
Do you ever
too.
take the train down there?
No, usually we end up driving.
Because it's kind of fun.
Yeah, I know. We always debate it, and a lot of times when we go down, we're going down to see a game. We're going down for a Bruins game or something, and so I'm always like, oh, is the train going to wait for us if this goes to overtime?
No.
And so, yeah, exactly. So I don't want to walk home. So.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
So when you were in culinary school, did you
Yeah.
have a favorite course that you took that just said, okay, this is it for me?
We got such like a well-rounded
Yeah.
group of classes, and there were, I think we were on like a 2 or a 3 week rotation. So I feel like I enjoyed them all in their own way. We had lots of different pastry classes and garde manger classes and continental cuisine, international cuisine, and so it was kind of fun getting like a little bit of
this.
everything.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and at the end of the day, there's just no substitute for practical experience.
Yeah.
Just having that time in a professional kitchen, it just can't be beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever? I mean, I love watching movies
Yep.
about chefs,
Yep.
and everybody's into the bear and all these other things.
Yep.
Do you sit there and go or
We don't watch that stuff
Okay.
at all. I feel like I used to. I don't know, call it 15 years ago now, or maybe like, and when I was younger too, way back in the day when it was like Ming Tsai, East Meets West, and
Yeah.
kind of like pre-Food Network, beginning of Food
Right.
Network, maybe like the first couple of seasons of Top Chef, or
Yeah.
the old Gordon Ramsay stuff on BBC was really good before he kind of got Americanized and just starts cursing at everybody.
Right.
So yeah, we kind of figure it's like we kind of put a lot into our day at the restaurant, so we get home and want to decompress. Our way of decompressing isn't watching The Bear.
Yeah. I don't think I'd watch movies or shows
Right,
about
yeah.
librarians. I gotcha. But it is funny how everybody's just so into it.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
all want to be, privately we all want to be chefs, but we
Right.
know that we can't. So we let the experts do it.
Right, and I do think it's great in a way. It's brought like a little bit more attention to the industry, which is always good. And I think that when people go out, they kind of appreciate what we're doing a little bit more too, and maybe have a little bit more of a background of what goes into it.
Well, I think that's really important. That's a really good point because you work hard.
Yep.
And it isn't easy to pull that off.
No.
So.
No, there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of people that the dinner guests they'll never see. Like I have a couple of women that do prep and baking for us in the morning, and
they're gone.
they work from 6 to 2, and they're gone, and they're just kind of keeping things going for us. Yeah.
And without them, you'd be in there.
Yes,
Right?
exactly.
So your day would be probably
significantly
18,
longer.
20 hours.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
wow.
So they're our saviors for sure.
Now, what are your hours? Will they go through the winter season?
So right now, we're only closed on Monday.
Okay.
And so once we get through Indigenous Peoples Weekend, we'll start to close Monday, Tuesday,
Okay.
starting the third week of October.
Okay.
I believe that's like the 21st and the 22nd, I think it is. And then we'll go through our Wednesday through Sunday.
Okay.
And I think some kind of exciting things to keep an eye out for. We're going to start doing a lot of our nightly specials again. We've had a lot of people requesting our Sunday pork schnitzel.
Oh, yeah, I
so
love that.
that is 100% coming back, yes.
Yay!
Yep, that's a reaction I was hoping for
Yes,
right there. Yep.
yes.
And so that'll be coming back for sure, and we'll be featuring some other fun stuff kind of throughout the week.
That's
so,
great.
And I'm sure, we did a few wine dinners last year, so we'll definitely be doing some of those. Kind of keep your eyes peeled for that
Okay.
stuff.
Oh,
So,
that's great.
Watch the social media stuff and.
And you do
lots
a
of good
big
stuff.
do for New Year's, right?
We do, yes, yep. So we are open for both Christmas Eve and for New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, usually we'll do a three-course kind of pre-fee tasting menu for that night with some additional extras on there. So usually there's always caviar and oysters and champagne, and we kind of try and blow it out a little bit for the holiday.
Yeah.
So.
I remember, I think it wasn't this past year, but the year before, my husband and I had reservations for New Year's Eve. And we were so excited about coming. And then my sister called. And I love my sister, but she's like, yeah, we're coming. I'm like, no, we have reservations.
Oh, I've got plans.
So it was funny because we ended up in Biddeford at Part and Parcel, and Montana.
Yes. Oh, that's so funny.
Was our waiter for the evening.
Yeah.
So, we had oysters, and I think they had some, bubbles and whatnot. But it was like, Greg and I were kind of looking at each other like we could be at Chez Rosa right now.
Well,
anyway,
this year.
So I
your
think that
year.
is our plan for
Okay,
this year.
great.
So,
we look forward to it.
but
then.
nice to know for Christmas Eve that you're open too.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, we are, and then we only
So-
close for the month of March. So
Yeah.
we're around for Valentine's Day, January, and usually kind of that President's Weekend is our last weekend before we take a little rest.
Now, do you take off, get out of here?
We do. We always do. Yep.
Do you go somewhere different?
We go
or-
someplace different every year. So this past March we went to Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
I love to surf, and that was like one of my bucket list surf destinations. And I sure love surfing in warm water. So when I get the chance, usually that's our big trip. So
for
we
you.
went there, and this March we're going to go to Japan.
Ooh. Now, you've been there, right? Yes. So
Okay.
if you need some tips.
Yes, please. I would love that.
Mike
Yes.
Kelly, and
Okay,
also I
great.
think Peter Graham, who volunteers at our book sale
Oh,
on
very
Saturday
cool. Okay,
mornings,
great.
has been on several trips
Okay.
too. So you got
we
some
would
people
love,
to
Okay, cool. We would love some tips.
to pick their brain,
Yeah.
and good for you.
Yeah.
That's just so great.
Yeah.
So, well, you know what? Thank you for opening your business to us. We all love you,
thank you.
and we love that you're doing well.
Oh,
and we
thank
hope
you.
you're here for quite a while.
We're here for a long time.
So,
Yeah,
good.
we're just getting warmed up.
Yep.
And
Love that.
Yeah, and it's just gonna keep getting better and better. That's we're always thinking of new and different ways to kind of just offer different things, learn, grow.
Yeah.
Some things work, some things don't.
Yeah.
And we're always trying to. We're just like everybody. We're trying
Yeah.
to figure it all out.
Yeah,
So
that's
yep.
so great. Well,
Yep.
thanks for being with us
Well,
tonight.
thank you so
We know
much.
how busy you are,
No,
and I love
happy
that
to
you
be
wear
here.
a shirt that will never forget your name or anybody will ever. So it's funny. My husband is a pharmacist, and when he worked for Shaw's, and so in the Shaw's, there's all these different. This guy buys out this guy, and the
Right.
next thing, and the next thing. So he brings his Spock home one day, and it's like these patches. Like the patch goes over, and I go,
Right.
why don't you just have one that says pharmacist? And he said, that's probably a good idea. So that's what he did. So
That's too
anyway,
funny.
but I think that's great that
Yep.
you have your, I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
So, and folks, if you have not tried Chez Rosa, it is a must. I think we all here agree that it is such a gem in Kennebunkport. So we hope you will go and check that out. And speaking of checking out, I hope you'll check us out on our next episode when we come back for another guest for What's Your Story?